What's going on? It's Xxgeox here, and this video comes from MissyKrissyPissy. Links are in the description. And just so that we get some context of who she is, let's just go ahead and start with this.
Again, my name is Christine Scott, and I want to make sure that you're aware, and I'm putting you on notice, that if you do not bring public comment back, I will file federal charges on this. You may not interrupt me.
Ma'am, you're out of order.
No, actually you are, and I will file federal charges on this.
You're out of order,
You may not violate
You're
the
out of
law.
order, ma'am.
You are.
I'm asked that you leave. You leave the meeting.
You are. Stop intimidating me, back off. You're intimidating me, back off. Is there a law that says I have to leave? I don't care what the mayor says. He is not the authority, the legislator is. Now, are you breaking the law, Richmond? Are you breaking the law? Do I have a legal obligation to leave? Do I have a legal obligation to leave?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the legal obligation? I don't care what the mayor said. The mayor does not have the authority over legislature, does he? You're breaking the law. Don't touch me. Hello.
Close the door, please. No, they threw you out.
Don't get arrested, lady.
She's been, what you call her, she can't come into the library. She's been.
Trespass from the library?
Yeah, she's been, no. I'm really surprised he hasn't come in and thrown her out again.
I'm pretty surprised by that too, honestly.
Resist, ma'am. If you resist, it'll be okay. Put your hands behind your back then.
I can't.
Okay, I'll go with this.
Hey.
And just like the security guard said,
She's been, what you call her, she can't come into the library. She's been.
Trespass from the library?
Yeah, she's been.
and you have to understand that she got trespassed, and there was another instance where she was sitting out on the lawn right out in front of the library as well, and she spent 75 days. I believe it was 75 days in jail because she didn't want to give up her ID because she wasn't breaking the law. So if you can, go over to her channel, links are in the description, and give her a sub. But we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of this video, because guess what? She got to meet the mayor at some type of an event. I don't know what it is. All I know is that Clearwater's trying to make downtown vibrant and great, but there's barely anybody at this event. Nobody wants to go to downtown because there's nothing for downtown except for Scientology. And that video's coming next because I got the emails. And I know that Mr. Margolis violated Florida law by doing what he did. So stay tuned for that. That one's going to be epic. But let's get into this.
They just put me in jail for 15 days. And he thinks it's a joke, man. I was doing public comment when I had the right to. And he didn't have the right to viewpoint discrimination, but he did it anyways. And he had me illegally arrested and put in jail. No, you got nothing to argue about, man. Nothing to argue about. You're gonna be sued, babe. You need to be removed from office. Oh, look it, he's going for the cops now. Let's go talk to him. Hi.
Yes, people still feed slop or garden scraps or whatever you want to call it, or what have you, to pigs.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, how are you?
Good. I just approached the mayor, and first time I've seen him since he put me in jail for 15 days for expressing my view that I had a right to express from the podium. Yeah. So runs over to you, thinking what, you're going to do it again?
He's going home for the night.
Uh-huh. So you guys need to understand when you're in that place, I know that not all of you work there. I understand that, but there's not good communication on it. And when he's violating the law,
What place? That place over there?
city hall meetings, when we go to them,
Your butt is wide, well mine is too. Just watch your mouth, or I'll sit on you.
right, okay, so cops need to be more balanced in that interaction. That interaction is, it exists so that the city council knows what's going on in the city, and the citizens can inform them of that. It's actually a really important thing. It's a limited public forum, okay? So what they're doing right now is called, they call it agenda items only. So you can only speak on an agenda item.
What do you mean you don't know? And you think that you're not eating and you're getting...
I don't want to get malnourished either.
If you don't have an agenda, they don't let you speak.
And that violates your First Amendment right, and it violates your right to bring a grievance to your public officials. It's a huge problem. And also, not only that, the non-agenda items, you can't say anything. That's actually, and I had 15 days in jail to look at this stuff, okay?
Locked up, they won't let me out. And I had a long day in court, it stressed me out.
So I did. So it's Jones versus Heyman, which is from 1989. That's outdated case law, both in the 11th Circuit, which is our federal circuit, and the U.S. Supreme Court. We've gone way beyond that, like way beyond it, okay? So if you look at Christian Legal Society and Good News Club, both of those, Jones versus Heyman still had the non-agenda items over in public, designated public forums. They had the city hall meetings there. But they're not there anymore. Now they're limited forums. And the case law...
Cause I'm the king of cellulite, ham
on that is very specific. And it states that content restrictions have to be viewpoint neutral. Viewpoint neutral, they can't
There is a veritable smorgasbord, orcasbord.
Viewpoint neutral, they can't discriminate, okay? So there's a lady who got up a couple minutes before me, and she said, I know this isn't on the agenda, but basically, he was a meanie pants, and you guys are doing a great job. I love you. And the mayor was like, thanks for sharing. Okay. What he did at that point was he opened the door for anyone else to express their view on a non-agenda item because you can't discriminate. Instead, what he did, he didn't like what I had to say. All I had to say was, hey, you gotta let people talk on non-agenda items. He didn't want to hear it. So he had me arrested by a cop who didn't have the right to arrest me. This doesn't make you guys look good. You know what I mean? You're here to serve the public, right?
Yeah, but we don't get involved in that. We're street guys. They have one team that deals with the city council and the court, and we're not a part of that.
That's got to be a rotating team then.
No, it's the same one. Every week.
I hear you, but what I'm saying is that it needs to be rotating because
that's not something that we need to handle. If you want to complain about it, you
can't do that.
I understand. I'm sorry if I want to.
It's the bike team.
If you want to complain about what went on there, take it up to the chief's office.
Take it up with what?
The chief's office.
The chief of police.
Oh, I thought you said the team. The chief of police.
Yeah.
How do I take it up with the chief of police?
Reach out to him. Go to the main station.
Yeah.
Talk to me about email. What's his email address? How do I email him?
You go to the main station and ask for that information.
I don't want to walk into your main station. You guys arrest me. We're not on the terms.
I don't work downtown usually.
Nonetheless, what's the email address? Can I get this online? How do we go about that?
You can find it all online.